And we are back in Training Peaks Virtual, the grand finale of the Grand Tour. In this time as a spectator. So I'm back a bit earlier than expected from a sports event here in Berlin. And so, yeah, I'm not able to race anymore because I just arrived 10 minutes ago. But now we can watch the others. And here are the best riders of Group D. It's to the race music, and yeah, we will have the best and the final decision. Who will win the Grand Tour? Is it, for example, Greg Frison? We have him in focus now in the green jersey. Or is it the overall leader at the moment? It is Andrea with the lead after the time trial of. Let's have a look. Andrea is leading by 17.8 seconds. So, and you see the profile, the two big climbs in total, roughly 750 meters of elevation. So everything is possible. We have a neutral start here uphill. You see on the bottom left corner the grayish part, and after that a small downhill. Yeah, and after less than 5k we will start into the first climb. Andrea, here we see him in the yellow jersey. Beautiful. And the third position is Igor. Let's see if we could find him. And I can play with a drone view. I never did that. Zoom in, zoom out. Okay, great. This is cool. So we can use this. So Andrea in the yellow jersey. And yes, there are points regarding mountain points. The first and second banner here marked in green. But I think there is already the decision made. Let's see. Because I won both of these banners. Greg had an advantage of, I think, 5 points. Let's see what's happening, but normally Greg will do, I think, first or second place in the banner, so should be Greg with the official win of this nice jersey, and I'm proud to wear it. Could wear it the last stage today because he's in the green jersey. So race is open now, and timing of Andrea was not perfect, but yeah, it's still a long climb in the front. We see also here Ludwig. I saw him, and there he is. No, there. Very strong rider. Maybe a bit too hilly today for him. Yeah, still a big group. I think. Yeah, maybe at the first kicker at kilometer 3, 2.5, 3. There will be a first separation of riders. Also here I see Nick. Nick also did a lot of races. Jan Warner from Belgium. Already always good, in a good position. And here, last but not least, in the presentation, Igor is with us. Igor Kopse Razo Racing Team. And of course we have also some bots with us. 173 participants in total. I think roughly half of them are bots, but in the first group there will be no bot, I guess. Zed Norman. He is here in the front. So very aggressive start of this roughly 40-50 minute ride. First group 82 people. Matthias Bachnau in first position from Denmark. Hey Ryan, yeah, of course, if you do some great sports, we will stream it. And it's my first time I'm streaming and not riding, so it's also interesting for me here, playing with a drone view. That's also fun. And then we are getting close to the start of the first climb. It's round about 5k. And there will be the first separation. But the first half, or more than the first half, is draftable with two small kickers. You see that on the color. So yellow and green means, I think it's up to 4 or 5% gradient. At the end we will have a lot of parts with 9%, so there the heavy riders will have some difficulties. Following now Jorgen van Beers. And let's see when there is the big first separation. Kaspar with the first attack. Can we call it attack? Yeah, kind of. Putting 440 watts, 460 watts. So the groups will be splitted for sure. Matt in the second position with Igor, Greg, Jan. So they are all well positioned. Looking at Kaspar. A gap of 12 seconds. Not pushing crazy watts. 370. Igor, there you see he's a bit heavier, I would say. 440 or 430 watts. Greg also over 400 watts. Okay, so it seems like our friend Kaspar is way more lighter, doing the same, nearly the same speed, with 60-70 watts less. Could be interesting. Gap of 15 seconds. And we have then Christophe Canton, I see it now in the second following bigger group. But they are close together. And as mentioned before, it is draftable here, so because Christophe Canton is a very, very great climber. wearing here the yellow jersey of Group C. I think it's Group C. But already with some difficulties. Gap is growing a bit, I would say. He's together with Ludwig, a famous guy from Sweden. He's not made for the mountains. Christoph is made for the mountains, and it's incredible if you see him on the live streams. He's streaming on YouTube a lot. Most of the races he's just going into the standing position and doing standing race for 40 minutes. It's, from my point of view, incredible. Let's switch to the first bigger group around Jan Warner. There are now 8 people following Casper with 13 seconds. Simon from Belgium is also here for the pedalers. I think he did not do every single Grand Tour race, so he's not in the general classification, but he's a strong rider, will steal some points today for sure. And there is a big attack from Greg. Let's see at the watts, 500 watts, 740 in the peak at the moment. He will close the gap, try to close the gap to Casper. Let's see if this is possible. Would be a big advantage if he can jump over Jan Warner's following and Andrea. Yellow jersey is in a good position. Behind Matt in a draft and now closing the gap to Greg. So this is important, Andrea versus Greg. I think this is the big battle today. 17 seconds. The difference is made fast at this difficult track today with that mountains. So if you find yourself in the wrong group, you have a problem. You need to close the gaps fast. So, and with this attack, they now close the gap to Casper quite fast. A good teamwork from Jan Warner is together with Andrea, exactly from what's the name? I think it was World Bicycle Relief. No, Ride Race. I think it was World Bicycle Relief before. Yeah, but now the team is shrinking down. Jan did his job, now he's falling back. But maybe he can come together. Become together with Christoph, come back to the group if they look at each other. So all the big players for the general classification looking at the time are in this race, so they can look at each other and tactics play a big role maybe. So there's a first bigger 10% gradient now part, but it's quite short, just around the corner. Then it's flattened down a bit. And this will be again in roughly 800 meters again. You can see that in the profile. Short red or yellowish section, and behind that is a small downhill. If you come really with high watts over this peak, you have a good advantage because your avatar is increasing in speed, and you can use this in the downhill part. Do not need to put watts anymore in. So, who is in the first group? It is Casper, Simon, Ahmed, Igor, Andrea, and Greg, and Matthias. Looking at the teams, it's from each team one person. Yes. So 7 people here in the first group. I would love to race with them. Would be great. What about the heart rate? Greg, 163. Igor, 173. But yeah, in the end, it's not that important because... Oh, there's a Greenish numbers coming in. Greg is pushing 500 watts. And this is this part where now the downhill is following, and one person has some troubles at the end. This is Simon, but Simon will close the gap for sure. He is one of the strongest rider in this pack. There he is. And they are all together. 26 seconds gap to the next group of Christoph, Jan and Matt. I think it's time to give some chapeau. Christoph, Jan and Matt. So as expected, very interesting last race here. 7 people together. Best 3 in the classement are together here with Andrea, Greg and Igor. I will double check to not forget anyone. Yeah, next one would be Christoph and Jan in the second group, so hey, Cycling Universe, this day was not fun, that is true. I did it at 10 AM European time in the morning and it was hard. Ah, yep. When your race was, I was in the sports event in Berlin, handball. I think your Danish people know handball quite well. And but I saw the results and that you suffered a lot, and you did amazing watts again. But what's happening here? Increase in speed. We have 900 meter to the top. Yeah, and to be honest, let's see if Greg is possible to get big points here at the banner. If not, he's in trouble. I did 500 points in the race. Not 100% fair because I could not race directly against him. That's a bit sad. But Greg is a punchy rider and I think he will do first or second place for sure. At the moment he has a in the mountain classification the maximum achievable points. So let's look when the big punch is coming from Greg. But at the moment he's at his max heart rate, 175. This is also the maximum he did so far today. So it means he's suffering a lot. Now he's pushing 500 watts. This is not a big punch from him. Just about positioning. 500 meter to go. And Igor, Matt has some problems. Igor is a bit behind. But all, yeah, close together, I think. But Matthias Bach lost connection to this group. So, I would guess 200 meter you can go all out. Because it's flattened out at the last 80 meters or so. So this was also my tactic today in the morning. And now we are at 260 meters. What's happening? It's really about getting the speed at the top of the climb because it's a bit flat. Yeah, I think also he will crush them and he's in a good position. Simon in first, Greg in second position. Now big watts coming in. No, not that much. 200, 300. This is a bit surprising. Fourth place. Okay. I would love to see his real face, how he's looking. Yeah. But maybe it was just allowed and had nothing left in his legs. Let's see how he's doing the downhill. Igor has 11 seconds now. This could be hard to come back to this group. He must have been cooked. Yeah, that's true. And I'm a bit surprised, and because he had an advantage to me of 5 points. And out of his 5 points, 4 are gone now. So it's to be honest, getting close in the run over the jersey. So here, this green jersey for sure. There are no more sprint points to get. Yeah, but it's crazy to be together with Andrea and Simon and Kasper. I do not Kasper so good. Maybe Jeppe, you know Kasper from Denmark. But going together with Andrea, Greg and Simon, so for sure he is very, very strong. But as we see in the... you do not see my mouse, my cursor. Okay, only by name, yeah. He had much less watts. In average at the moment, 294. Utilized 323. And if you look at Greg, for example, okay, 350 for the first 20 minutes. This is amazing. 390 neutralized. Andrea also 350 average. So this should be a bit more lighter athlete, yeah. And this is of course perfect for the stage. But now Greg is doing green rods again. And Igor is coming closer, 8 seconds. Let's have a short look at Igor. Or we can also look from the first group behind. And look, there he is, behind. And Andrea is making it fast again. And Igor is alone. And now it's a bit flat here at this section. Now Kasper was not a problem, but less speed than the others. Of course, lighter person, athlete, will have some problems in the flats. But at this track there is nearly no flat area. And Greg is trying to making it hard here. Also maybe for Igor to come back. Because the time gap between Igor and Greg was also roughly 20 seconds or so. Let's have a look. I have it with me. "12 seconds between Greg and Igor regarding the second position in a general classification. So if Greg is cooked, and maybe Igor get a chance if he's coming back. But of course now Igor has to invest a lot. 9 second gap alone. This is quite hard. What I would do is really think about the kicker coming up in a second. There is this kicker towards this end of lap number 1. There you can, with high watts, and Igor can do more than 1000 watts, you can really make the difference. Come up there quite fast and close the gap of 10 seconds fast. Doing it On the long climb, you need a good average watt for a longer time. Let's see. But also, Simon and Greg, they can do this punchy thing here. And this is what I mean. Now here, this 7% gradient, 9% now putting high watts in. Greg is doing so, 600 watts. So keep the speed high at 45 kilometers per hour. Now a bit flat. Yeah, this is the other way around. You can invest a lot, but you can also ruin your legs. Yeah, I felt that in the morning also. I invested here and there some watts, but then it also killed me. And now the bell for the last lap of this Grand Tour final stage of this, yeah, I will say so-called group time slot D, because I think there's one race left during European night. Igor, 20 seconds. I think he is gone, to be honest. I will not come back. But could be still interesting here between Greg and Andrea. Same watts average, nearly. Simon less. I think he's also a bit lighter, but has an amazing max watts, as we see here. 1300 watts maximum on a hilly stage. Yes, exactly. Now this is what I meant. Igor is 20 seconds behind because he's cooked, and yeah. I was with him 2 days ago at this sprint stage with this. There was also a serious climb in there. I was with him and lost connection to this group, like Greg and Andrea, and so I think I can really feel how he feels. It's amazing how Greg, Simon, and Andrea are pushing on the uphills. It's really making the difference. Yeah, but also with Casper here, interesting thing. Yeah, we are halfway done. 10k to go, just 10k remaining. Let's have a short look at the next bigger group. Oh, it's not a group, it's just Gustav doing his climb alone. It's just 1 minute 15 behind this first group. Matthias Bach, he was in the first group at the beginning. Also Matt. Then there is Igor at the 5th place. I think he's doing again crazy watts, 400 watts. This is, to be honest, amazing. So if you are cooked and doing still 400 watts over a longer time like he's doing here, okay. So let's see what's happening at the front. 2-second gap of Simon. He's pushing 300 watts, so doesn't seem to be a serious attack, but Greg is looking for an answer, and Casper now with some problems. There is a gap of maybe what is it, 20-30 meters, but the gap is growing. 8 seconds gap of Casper towards Simon. This will be hard to come back. So, and if my calculation is right regarding the polka dot jersey, Greg needs to be first or second at the banner. I think he's able to do so. Is it easy? No, for sure not. If he's getting... Yeah, if he's getting second, he loses 1 more point towards me, so we are equal. But he's better in the general classification, so he will win. If he gets third, I have an advantage of 1 point, but yeah. As mentioned before, not 100% fair, because my 500 points have been quite more easy than racing here in this later time slot. Yes, Simon is always crushing the a pack. He's amazing strong, and maybe Andrea can follow him. He did an amazing time trial yesterday, but also, to be honest, this time trial is in the legs. All this week is in the legs of this of these athletes. To be honest, Simon did not do every race. I'm not sure what he did on the other days. Maybe also good training, hard training, so he's also tired after this week. But I can say this week was intense. Every night a race and some other normal training beside that during the week. So and the people are feeling that. And to be honest, they all went all out yesterday on the time trial. I did not, because I had a long ride in the morning and was just not able to do another effort. But the others, they are racing all out yesterday, so hope they had a good recovery overnight and during the day. And now just the last 9k, just 3.5 to the top. Casper 20 seconds behind, isolated. Igor same, big gap to Matthias, Matt and Christoph. Christoph is now, I think he will jump to them. He had the opportunity, can do very steady watts. He's not that he's light, I would say it that way around. He's also very good climber, light person with high watts, or I would say high watts per kilogram. 5 seconds gap, but let's look what's happening in front. Andrea, does he have problems? Now there's this first small kicker. Let's see. Green watts, Simon, Greg, 500, 700 watts. If Andrea has some troubles, that would be crazy interesting. The gap is, as mentioned before, 17 seconds between them. And now Greg is pushing hard, 30 kilometers per hour. Andrea also doing hard with now also 30 kilometers per hour. Bit of a draft. But now Andrea coming from behind. Maximum high rate 187. Good attempt from Greg. Counter attack? No. Wow. That is amazing. I'm not sure what they have left in the tank. I cannot look into their faces. The music is a bit too hard for me. Jumping to the next one. Simon with a short attack. After this turn, it's going a bit downhill. Now. 10-second gradient. Simon is pushing hard. There is a gap of 30 meters. Greg also accelerating. What is Andrea doing? He's reacting with 600 watts. Greg is a bit faster, but I think Andrea can close the gap. I would say Simon is gone. I think Simon is gone. 4-second gap and yeah. Simon is just waiting for those 8% gradient. Yeah, but Simon is now pushing constantly hard. And I think Andrea and Greg cannot follow. And they have more to look at each other. Yeah, Simon as a more lightweight person now putting 400 watts steady in. The gap is increasing. Yeah, exactly. Ryan, as you mentioned, Andrea just needs to mark Greg. That's true. There is a gap of advantage of 17 seconds towards Andrea, so no need to attack Greg. But of course they are racing. They are racing, they are racers, and if you have a feeling you can be second or first in this race today, you will try it for sure. So I will stay with this 2 here because it's about the Grand Tour. Yeah, but Simon is gone. .2 kilometers until the top of this climb. Hard to do the smart thing sometimes. This is 100% true. I feel it so hard because this is really my problem. I love to race and doing punchy things and it's so much fun, and to be honest, sometimes fun is more important than winning. Yeah, winning is also fun, but doing crazy stuff, this is pure enjoyment and this is totally fine. But when I saw Andrea the whole week, he was always very smart, so I think he will take it easy now. Kind of easy, 350 watts, to be honest, this is not easy. Greg doing the same. And Simon with 400 watts. Now overtaking first riders. There's no draft towards the others. Yeah, no draft indication. And 700 meters till the climb. Andrea and Greg. 2-second gap. But Greg with more speed. Let's see what's happening. But Andrea is pushing. 450 watts. I have not then seen that before. And Greg has not that much speed. So is a decision for this Grand Tour? Greg 440 watts. Gap is shrinking a bit, I think. Greg now with a punchy thing. And now close the gap with a punch. This is what I also love, doing punchy thing, and then you can rest for a second. And if you see this behavior when I do this, it's really I'm dead then. I'm really dead. I just punch and stop and punch and stop. I'm dead. I think for Greg it's nearly the same. He is at the limit at the moment. And Andrea is pushing more constantly. Can he put something on top to get more points at the top of the climb? Let's see. Early attack, 400 meters till the top, but yeah, of course, if you want to have an advantage regarding general classification, you need to do it now, because in the downhill you cannot open a gap. Greg now pushing hard. Yes, Jeppe. Like when I have to sit in before the climb, but decided to attack. Stupid is fun. Exactly, I saw this was Friday I think it was, where you did an attack right before the climb. Not smart, but fun. So, 170 meters till the banner. As mentioned before, Greg needs to have a second position or first position. Now green wards, 30 meters. No, Greg in his third position. So, but that should be enough. I saw 495 points. So we are equal, Greg and Sören. So that means Greg will also be the in the first position regarding the polka dot jersey. Impressive fight, yeah, it is. .40-second gap, so would be crazy if Simon raced the whole Grand Tour. But maybe things would not be that interesting because yeah, he's crazy strong and he can really make the difference. 4 kilometers left for him. And I think yeah, the decision is made. There is nothing to do for this Andrea and Greg to become a gap of 17 seconds. It's nearly impossible on the last 4K. Igor is at the top 10 seconds before Kasper. So Kasper fall back. Igor was in front of Kasper. Kasper was in front of Igor before the climb. So Igor really well deserved and great performance from Igor. Yeah, but now the downhill with this sharp corners, there will be nothing happen. Maybe if you look down, we can see Simon somewhere. Not sure, no. Yeah, the fastest stage 6 so far was this time slot at 3 o'clock European time. I will just double check the results. I think it was Money Mad winning the stage. Exactly, Money Mad with 47 minutes. Seems like this group is a bit faster. So Simon has, yeah, now 43 minutes and just 1.3k and still a bit downhill. Fourth position also clear for this race. 30 seconds to the front, 30 seconds. 1.5 minutes to the front. 30 seconds to Kasper. Flamme Rouge. For Simon. The last kicker is made for Greg, 40 seconds all out. Let's see if he's trying to do something. It is so. because Greg can do a long all-out. He's in the general classification 17 seconds behind. 17 seconds, so I think he can get 5 up to 10 seconds, but not 17, to be honest, at the last climb. The last climb here is already Simon winning this stage, and I will now jump back because Greg will do some crazy watts, 900 watts. 400 meters to go. Gap is going a bit. Ah, no. And now Andreas also some big draft here at 60 kilometers per hour. Guys, this is a bit uphill. You cannot do that. Yeah, and Greg realized, and Andrea is now pushing and will get the second place for this stage behind Simon. Congratulations, Andrea, for the general classification win. Greg, good second position. Let's see if I can find Igor. Here he is. And then we have also seen the top 3 of the general classification of the group number D. Overtaking a person here for the last K. And I think he can enjoy now the last 500 meters. Nothing to win, nothing to lose. Well-earned jerseys, yeah. That's true. I think Igor is... Igor will have no jersey. That's a bit sad, because he did a great Grand Tour, but yeah. It is how it is. Ah. No. I want to jump to Christoph. Because I love him so much, Christoph Contant. And the yellow jersey of the group C, I think, or B. Yes, he is the leader of group C. The time of 47 minutes. He will also win the stage because the second position, Dani, was with me in the morning and he did 49 minutes. So I think with this said, it's a bit like in the morning. It was a great Grand Tour. Training Peaks Virtual is a great platform, is a great community. Thank you so much for watching, Jeppe, Ryan, and who else is watching the stream. Thanks for joining and see ya next week. I think tomorrow will be lovely races in the afternoon and the evening, European time. Maybe we see each other there, or maybe a day rest, because this week was intense. Thanks a lot and goodbye. Stay healthy and see you.